something bad and make something good out of it.
Hello everyone, welcome to Digital Charcuterie. My name is James. If you are looking forward to the new DC Get Rid of Here EU and Season 2 of Peacemaker, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Also, we're talking about it all the time on this channel. I'm going to do reviews and recap, not really reviews, but recaps. We're discussing Peacemaker Season 2 after every episode. I did this for The Penguin and some other shows. I'm looking forward to Peacemaker Season 2. I loved Season 1. I thought it was a blast. I remember I kind of talked my wife into it, and then she ended up loving it, and I'm really excited for it. Also, spoilers for Superman. I'm going to do some spoilers for Superman, so if you haven't seen Superman, don't say Legacy. Stick around here, or leave, watch that movie, come back, and then we'll regroup and discuss, because I might just kind of spill into some spoilers there as I discuss Peacemaker Season 2. And what I wanted to talk about with this, of course, is I obviously didn't do a reaction for the trailer. It was on the weekend, and I was having a good time with some friends on the weekend and family, and I didn't have a chance to do it. I didn't have a chance to watch it until I think late last night, and I thought this new trailer, the second trailer for it, was great. They're giving you a little bit more, but not all of it. Obviously, the first one kind of teased characters that we got in Superman: Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner, and Maxwell Lord. Kind of Lord, because he's kind of in Superman, kind of not. And I'm really excited for this. Now, we know that it's coming out August 21st, Thursday, August 21st. Can't wait for that. I can, because that means summer's wrapping up, but also I can't because I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what you guys think also. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on Season 1, how much you're looking forward to Season 2, and how different you think Season 2 is going to be. And I wanted to discuss in this video now kind of the idea that maybe, obviously Creature Commandos, which I actually loved, and I did a review on that show, or recap of videos on that show as well. I loved Creature Commandos, but obviously Superman was the true start of the DCU, right? That's what James Gunn says. Like, Creature Commandos is the DCU, Superman is the true start of the DCU. And of course, we had characters like Blue Beetle, who the character and the actor are going to be in the DCU, but the movie itself is DCU adjacent. It's not in the DCU. So they got a little bit confusing. James Gunn and company is doing a podcast. They're doing this podcast on Peacemaker Season 1. They're going to do another one for Season 2. But in the Season 1, they kind of have like what's canon and what's not at the end. And they go through things to try to make things, I guess, not as complex. The only issue with that is casual fans aren't going to care, right? It's always going to be complicated and overly convoluted for a lot of casual fans and normies, and they're going to watch it and say, well, what's going on? I don't understand. Aquaman's Aquaman, but he's not really Aquaman. They're not even going to care what he says there. So there's going to be some things to work out and figure out as time goes on. But I think for the most part, I think we're going to get a very cohesive DCU going forward. I can't wait to see Batman and Wonder Woman, like what they're going to do with those characters. But all that being said, I kind of look at this trailer and you hear what he says about obviously the characters coming in, the cameos coming in, how there's like 100 different universes in the DCU, stuff like that. And I kind of got to thinking that maybe Peacemaker Season 2 is the true entry point, our true doorway into the DCU. Superman was great. I really enjoyed Superman. And it's kind of split. I mean, it's a movie, whatever. But like, whether you liked it or not, it kind of gave you what you needed to know, right? Like, metahumans have been around. Superman's been around for this amount of time. Like, Luthor's a bad guy. He's obsessed with them. Blah, 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 blah. And we go on. But Peacemaker Season 2 now is going to be the one that's going to really distinguish itself from the DCEU, which Season 1 was a big part of, obviously, with that Justice League cameo at the end, to being in the DCU, and how they do that kind of seamlessly in a way that everybody kind of feels, okay, this makes sense. I'm on board with this. And that's what I mean by the entry point into the doorway into the new DCU is going to be through Peacemaker. Because Superman, great movie, that's a movie. But how do you separate Superman from Blue Beetle? Peacemaker is going to be the one to do all that. It's going to be our gateway into this new era of storytelling from James Gunn and Peter Safran to see where we're going, what we're going to get. He has teased, a lot more of the Superman cameos. I have this suspicion that Superman is showing up in the last episode, or one of the last episodes of the season. But of course, we have Frank Grillo, of course, playing Rick Flag Sr., and he's looking for Peacemaker, because Peacemaker obviously killed his son, Rick Flag Jr., played by Joel Kinnaman, in The Suicide Squad, a film that I absolutely love. And I will say, I thought Joel Kinnaman, actually, I thought personally was miscast in Suicide Squad, but I thought he was fantastic in the Suicide Squad, to a point where I was actually like, oh man, like when you see him wearing what he's going to wear and where they're going, you're like, well, he's going to die. He's facing his demise. And I was kind of hoping that they wouldn't, and then they tease. I thought that whole sequence was played out very, very well. I ended up loving Peacemaker at the end of it, of course. But I love that they did that, and I love that they're bringing that into this, which adds to that confusion, right? Like, well, is the Suicide Squad part of the DCU? And the answer is clearly no. It's part of the DCEU. It's in that era. The actors of the actors, maybe some of them will cross over and whatnot, but this movie again is going to be the one that's going to separate from that. Because I look, one thing that I love that he said, I almost did a separate video on this, but I didn't. I'll add it on this one. Is Bloodsport is canon, and it's the one from the Suicide Squad movie. Now, whether or not it's Idris Elba or whatnot, we don't. I would suspect maybe. Is he going to shoot Superman with a kryptonite bullet? Is that in the future, or has that already happened, or is that something that is not canon in the current timeline? And again, this is where the show, season 2, is really going to be our gateway into the DCU. It's going to start explaining things. It's going to separate the DCU from the DCEU for all of us, really. I mean, I think a lot of like the people watching this, probably you're like, well, I already know what's separating them. Fair, and I agree, but again, the normies, the casual fans, the people who just watch, they're going to be like, well, isn't this? And when Jason Momoa shows up a Lobo, are they going to say, oh my gosh, he's both? And I just gave myself a thumbs up. Great point. But so this show is the one that, and I just started thinking like, man, Superman is what he told us was going to be the beginning of it, and it is. But this is going to be the true entry point, and that makes me even more excited to see where they go, because James Gunn, when I say James Gunn said in an interview that he believed that Peacemaker was the best or his favorite thing that he had ever done, and I think it's right up there. It's very strong. I think obviously the ratings were through the roof. That intro and everything is crazy, So season 2, I don't know if it's going to live up to season 1 or not, but I feel like because he has such a good handle on this, that we're in good hands on getting the DCU going. And this is going to, this is going to be the one where we're not going to have any more questions anymore. Like, what's canon? I mean, I guess people will always have those questions, but I really feel like this is going to be the one that's really going to distinguish itself and be like, no more questions. Those questions are answered. This is where we are. Everything from this point on, everything from the minute you watch Superman on, is all you have to worry about. And the reason for that is X, is probably the his dad's closet or whatnot and all that. And then that's what it's going to be. I mean, we're going to accept it for what it is, and hopefully that is enough to appease the fans, to appease us on YouTube, so that we say, okay, I'm buying it. Let's bring on Supergirl and Lanterns now. Lanterns I can't wait for, by the way. But I think that's what it's going to be. We're going to learn a lot more from that. And he did announce the new song to start it. There is a new one that they're going to do, and I'm going to look it up here, and it is called Foxy Shazam's Oh Lord. You should check it out. It's a catchy tune, and James Gunn, I think, is going to have a lot of people line dancing. They're going to be dancing to it. Frank Grillo is. He was not very happy about it, but he definitely line danced. I can't wait to see it. Really looking forward to it. Let me know what your thoughts are on Peacemaker season 2 in the comments down below. Do you think it's going to do all that? Do you think it's really going to kind of distinguish what the DCU is versus the DCEU versus the Richard Donner Superman versus Michael Keaton, Tim Burton Batman? Do you think it's going to do something like that, or is it just going to stay the status quo and be what it is? I mean, obviously we know it goes to another dimension and things like that, but do you think it's just going to kind of play out for jokes? Because obviously Peacemaker wants to go there, and he's told it might be better over here. So I don't know what their game plan is. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait. August 21st. Let's go. Peacemaker season 2. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and until next time, maybe the master of your own universe.